Imagine a world where catching cancer before it strikes could save millions of lives, but right now, that breakthrough is caught in a web of politics, costs, and debates. Dive in to discover how emerging blood tests are sparking hope and controversy in the fight against this deadly disease. New blood tests designed to spot dozens of cancers in their earliest stages are gaining strong political support, as reported by UPI.com. In a compelling display on the National Mall in Washington back in March 2024, flags were raised as part of an installation advocating for increased research, treatment, and funding focused on colorectal cancer. This event underscored the growing push in Congress to ensure Medicare covers these innovative multi-cancer early detection tests, with supporters claiming the initiative is picking up speed. On December 2, advocates for disease prevention shared their optimism about the rising political and economic traction behind what they describe as a revolutionary leap in medical diagnostics. The buzz around multi-cancer early detection (MCED) tests has been building steadily since 2021, when Grail, a California-based startup in medical tech, rolled out Galleri. This test claims to identify over 50 different cancers before any symptoms show up, a critical window when treatments are often simpler and more effective, sometimes even leading to a full cure. Building on this momentum, another MCED option, developed by Exact Sciences in Madison, Wisconsin, entered the scene in September. Dubbed Cancerguard, it's now rolling out a nationwide marketing effort. Much like Galleri, Cancerguard promises to detect 50 cancer types and subtypes through just one blood sample, including some of the most lethal ones like pancreatic, ovarian, liver, esophageal, lung, and stomach cancers. To help beginners grasp this, think of it as a powerful blood analysis that scans for tiny DNA clues from tumors circulating in your bloodstream, a non-invasive approach far easier than traditional biopsies. These tests aren't FDA approved yet, but they're available as laboratory-developed tests, a category allowing diagnostics for conditions without other options to hit the market. However, they're pricey and uninsured. Cancerguard costs $689 per test, limiting access to those who can pay out of pocket. But here's where it gets controversial. Are we prioritizing high-cost innovations that might not be accessible to everyone, or is the potential life-saving payoff worth the investment? Despite these hurdles, the promise of MCEDs to revolutionize cancer prevention is driving a push to integrate them into standard healthcare. Healthcare firms, patient advocacy groups, and lawmakers across the political aisle are uniting to make this a reality. A prime example is a long-running campaign by a diverse group of congressional members to enact legislation for Medicare reimbursement once FDA approval is secured. Backers say this effort is nearing victory. The Nancy Gardner Sewell Medicare Multi-Cancer Early Detection Screening Coverage Act, named after Representative Terry Sewell's late mother who passed from pancreatic cancer in 2021 at 81, has garnered widespread acclaim as the single most popular bill in Congress, boasting 400 co-sponsors. It sailed through the House Ways and Means Committee with a unanimous 43-0 vote on September 17. Representative Sewell highlighted the bipartisan enthusiasm, noting how hundreds of cancer advocacy organizations descended on Capitol Hill to stress the need for policies enhancing prevention, detection, treatment, and support. One key supporter is the Prevent Cancer Foundation, whose CEO, Jody Hoyas, emphasized how remarkable the backing is, especially considering lawmakers are aware of the hefty expenses. Medicare coverage could rack up costs, particularly if tests yield false positives leading to unnecessary follow-up procedures. It's a big deal to have that understanding of why expanding our abilities to screen is important, particularly when obviously there's a price tag attached to it, Hoyas told UPI. You have to pay for this kind of upstream care. She added that the bill has cleared both House and Senate votes and is awaiting inclusion in a year-end spending package, though partisan disputes over extending Affordable Care Act subsidies, set to end December 31, are complicating matters. The foundation, alongside other advocates, is urging Congress to act swiftly, stressing that age is the top cancer risk factor, making broad screening vital for Medicare beneficiaries. Currently, routine screenings cover only 5 cancer types, leaving hundreds without options. Roughly 70% of cancers lack screening tests, and despite the financial implications, early detection means less invasive, more successful treatments and better survival rates. It's clear that it's less costly to treat someone with an earlier cancer than to find out when it's in the late stages and they're presenting with symptoms, Hoyes explained. And this is the part most people miss. By catching cancers sooner, we could reduce the emotional and financial toll on families. But what if these tests lead to overdiagnosis and unnecessary anxiety? Meanwhile, the healthcare sector is investing heavily. Just after Exact Sciences launched CancerGuard, Abbott Laboratories, a Chicago giant, snapped up the company in a $21 billion deal to dominate the booming $60 billion cancer screening and precision oncology market. Exact Sciences is famous for Cologuard, a non-invasive colorectal cancer detector, and both use liquid biopsy technology from the Mayo Clinic, which spots cancer-related DNA in blood. CancerGuard showed 68% sensitivity for 6 deadly cancers and 64% overall, excluding breast and prostate, in trials, with high specificity at 97.4% to cut false positives. It detected over a third of stage 1 or 2 cancers, when cures are most likely. Modeling suggests it could drop late-stage diagnoses by 42% and mortality by 18% over a decade when combined with existing screenings. Dr. Tom Beer, Exact Sciences Chief Medical Officer for MCED, told UPI that while progress has been made for colorectal and other cancers, 70% of diagnoses and deaths stem from unscreened types like pancreatic and ovarian. Exact Sciences is pioneering the future of cancer care. MCED tests represent an important shift in how we approach cancer early detection by broadening screening to more cancer types and helping move the country toward a future where reliable early diagnosis is accessible to everyone, he said. The company backs Medicare coverage and is building evidence for FDA approval to ensure affordability. Hoyes foresees a shift where cancer is seen as a manageable chronic condition rather than a death sentence, reducing fear and reshaping research toward prevention. This could inspire drug development for early-stage treatments and expand trial participation. The ability to have more people that can benefit from therapies and participate in trials would be a very powerful system change for how we approach cancer, she noted. As we look ahead, do you think prioritizing early detection tests is the right path, or should we focus more on making current screenings cheaper and more available? And what about the ethics of high costs? Is it fair to gatekeep life-saving tech? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear agreements or disagreements. Read more. Study suggests up to 1 in 4 breast cancers happen before 50. https://www.upi.com/health_news/2025/12/study-1-in-4-breast-cancers-happen-before-5-0/7711764684193. Current guidelines failing lung cancer patients in screening. https://www.upi.com/health_news/2025/11/24/lung-cancer-screening-guidelines-failing/93717 Lung cancer remains deadliest cancer, but patients are living longer. https://www.pi.com/health_news/2025/11/lung-cancer-deadliest-cancer-patients-living-longer/2 7417628739884